There's a trans boxer. Joe Rogan said he's trans.
What are we doing?
Joe Rogan said he's a man. Joe Rogan said it. Joe Rogan said it. Logan Paul said it. Brendan Schaub said it.
What are we doing?
All the fuckboys of the internet got on Twitter yesterday and was like, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace that they let a transgender, biological male transitioning to female box in the Olympics.
What are we doing?
Read the article, bro. Read the article before you yell at young Jamie. Read the article, okay? Read the article. This woman was born with the chromosomes, okay? Some people have it, some people don't. It happens. Read the article. She's allowed to compete. And the one crying is just a little upset because that was the matchup. That's what she got matched with. Her opponent came with the heat. Her opponent trained harder, and she was upset she lost. If you made it to the Olympics, you would be upset too, okay? There's no reason for you to, like, I get it. I understand. We'd all be crying if we had lost at our event, if we worked so hard to only take 46 seconds of the event to actually compete. I get it. But at the end of the day, we need to get our facts straight. So anyone who is sitting at home thinking that they allowed a biological male, Joe Rogan,
What are we doing?
to compete in the 2024 Olympics, where's Joe? Find me Joe Rogan's YouTube. Find me Joe Rogan's clip.
There's a reason why men and women's sports are separated.
Yes.
'Cause it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
There's a reason why the UFC has weight classes. You're not fighting Brandon Moreno.
Listen to
This
this.
is not fair.
So
right?
this is Joe Rogan. This is after all he did was read the headline.
What are we doing?
He read the tweet from Brendan Schaub. He read the headline. And this is Joe Rogan making an ass out of himself. Yes, Joe, we get it. We understand. We fully understand that it is not fair. Everyone agrees with you. No one is for this. No one in their right mind is going, oh, you know what? I'm going to transit to be a boxer and then I'm going to make it into the league. Yes, we get it. The Leah Thompson thing happened, but now there are regulations against it. And if you think that the Olympics making $10 billion every year doing this, however often they do it, every 4 years, I don't know. If you think that they don't know what they're doing, and so he believes, because he read the headline, that this woman, and so now he's giving us all the excuses. He's giving us all the reason. This is like, could you imagine? This is why there's weight classes. This is why, listen, man, this is why you don't have girls fighting in the UFC with Conor McGregor. This is why it's not fair, man. I could take someone's head off, man. This is why I don't box women, man. You know what I mean? It's just, listen to this. Listen.
There's all these things are put in place to make things as fair as possible. Weight classes, gender distinctions.
This article says they're not transgender.
What are you talking about?
That's what this says.
They may be intersex.
Thank you, Jamie.
What are we doing?
Thank you. Thank you, young Jamie. Young Jamie literally says, right here, listen to what he
Things
says.
as fair as possible.
Listen.
Weight classes.
Listen.
Gender
This
distinctions.
article says they're not transgender.
This article says they're not transgender.
What are we doing?
Hey! And then guess what Joe Rogan says? He says, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's not what it says. That's not what it says. What are you talking about? They're transgender. I said they were. Joe Rogan can't stand to be wrong. And even sometimes when he is, he's now on this escapade to just prove oh, well, the headline said it, so it's my bad. Blah, blah, blah.
Weight classes. Gender
Shut up, Joe.
This article
distinctions.
says they're not transgender.
Listen, and he fights
What are you
back.
talking about?
Listen.
This says.
They may be intersex. Wait a minute. Is this today?
This is about them, yeah. July 30th.
July 30th.
That's today.
There is an athlete that they were saying was a male athlete that was Riley Gaines posted it on her Instagram.
It says they failed test that came back, testosterone tests, elevated testosterone.
What does that mean? So they took testosterone? Is it exogenous? Why are they calling this person transgender? Are they female to male?
He has
they're
no
trying
idea.
to transition to male?
So this is it. This is Joe Rogan's problem. He has no idea what actually any of these terms mean. He has no idea what the article says. He only read the tweet from his friend who has the same opinion as J.K. Rowling, as Logan Paul, as all of these celebrities who jumped on this bandwagon yesterday to say, transgenders boxing in the Olympics.
What are we doing?
We've got to say something. We've got to do something about this. This is unheard of. And yet no one read the article, and Joe Rogan is the pioneer. Like, he doesn't understand. Jamie is literally explaining it to you. She was born with a chromosome. It happens. It's just and they're trying to spin it. They're trying to make it a thing when it's not a thing because it's...
What are we doing?
What does that mean? So they took testosterone? Is it exogenous? Why are they calling this person transgender? Are they female to
Because it's Twitter, Joe.
male? Like they're trying to transition to male? Is that what they're saying?
No.
What? Okay.
What article is this?
From Outsports.
Outsports. What is Outsports?
Well, I mean, I'd go to somewhere else.
But hold
it's
on,
just
what
the
is
first place.
Outsports?
And now he starts
What is
questioning.
that? What is the... What,
Probably LGBT.
yeah, it's LBGTP. Yeah, it is. So this might be biased. Google transgender boxer, and what does it say?
Olympic trans
exactly
boxers.
Where I started it. So there
Yeah,
are
Google
They will
it.
fight in
I Google it.
Paris.
It's right here.
women's events. But
Yeah,
it's-
but here
I've
it
got it
says
right
this
here.
is the person.
is it.
Algeria's Inane Keel, I don't know. How to say
Here we
that.
go.
And Taiwan's Lin Yu-ting were disqualified from God, these pop-ups. Disqualified from last year's Women's World Boxing Championships after failing gender eligibility tests. Okay, that means they're transgender, Jamie.
No, it doesn't, Joe.
What are we doing?
That's not what it means. That's not what it means. And even I know that. Stop. Jamie literally has already explained this 5 minutes ago. And this is where we're at. And so he just doesn't understand. Listen.
The boxer's chromosome test came back as XY. So that's a male.
Says it's alleged.
Well, at the
well.
time of the disqualifications, based on DNA tests, we identified a number of athletes who tried to trick their colleges into posing as women. The association's president, Umar Kremlev, told Russia's TASS news agency at the time, according to the results of the test, it was proved that they have XY chromosomes. Such athletes were excluded from competition.
It's just.
So I don't think Outsports is being honest.
No,
this particular-
they're telling the truth. You're an idiot.
What are we doing?
So it's just like, I don't think they're being honest, Joe says. I can't wait. I can't, like, it's just, Joe Rogan is no more a comedian than he is just he is a sheep of the people. He just tries his hardest to believe that whenever he reads a title and not actually the article, that it means what he wants it to mean. And when he reads an article, we just saw him do it, that is the actual truth and what is actually going on. And when his producer, Jamie, is sitting there telling him it's just the chromosomes, it's a female, like she's not transgender, she was not born a male, she did not transition into a woman just to beat up a woman on a world stage.
What are we doing?
And so we have Jamie, his producer, arguably his best friend. He's bought him a Tesla. He moved him to Texas. He uprooted his whole life for Joe Rogan. All Jamie does is play on fucking Twitch all day and the Joe Rogan experience. And it's got to be a nightmare when you're sitting there and you tell this man what's actually going on. And he says, oh no, this, I don't think these people are lying. This website must be lying because it's not what I actually believe.
Thing, because there's outrage all over the place about this one particular person that they're talking there that did test for an XY chromosome. That's a man. I know it sounds horrible to misgender someone and all that good stuff. All that's great until you want to fight women. Or even compete against women. Let's just cut the shit. Let's cut the shit.
When it comes to competition, I guess, there's a level
And this guy just has to sit there. He has to sit there and agree. Because even if you disagree with Joe, you still have to agree with Joe because it's his show and you'll never be invited back.
What are we doing?
You know? If you want to be invited back, you have to agree with him 24/7.
of like, it's just unfair, or it can be you know?
Also, we're denying sandbagging, right?
Yeah.
We both know what sandbagging
Yeah,
is.
for sure.
Sandbagging has always happened. You would get it in all sports. I remember when I was a kid, there was a kid that we were in Little League Baseball.
Stop.
And there was a kid that was 15. He was trying to say he was 13. This motherfucker threw heat. He threw heat. He had a
And
crazy...
it's just this is just the excuse and the example he always uses, and it's every movie. It's every movie. They try to bring in the kid who's actually a teenager most of the time, depending on when the movie was made. If it was early 2000s, like Adam Sandler era, it was like like an adult from the Dominican Republic who like was trying to be a kid at the baseball game. Like, you know what I mean? It's a story that he always said. And I mean, just look at his stupid face. It's so Joe Rogan couldn't be more of just it's like, bro, yeah, the comedy special, you haven't done one in 6 years, man. So, but hey, a new one drops tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow live, 10 o'clock. I think 10 o'clock Saturday.